Hello mathematicians, I hope by the end of this video you can say I can use data from a random sample to draw inferences about a population with an unknown characteristic of interest. We're going to be focusing on histograms in this video. These problems are going to be coming straight from Delta Math, so it should be good practice for us all. So the graph below represents the number of goals scored by the boys soccer team in every game so far this season. What is the lowest number of goals scored? So we can see 0 isn't the lowest number of goals scored. That happened one time. Okay, that goes up to 1. So this happened one time, but 0 was the amount of goals. Okay, so 0 was the lowest number of goals scored. So a similar problem here, but it says what was the highest number of goals scored? So we can see that 5 is the highest number of goals scored. That happened 3 times, but 5 was the amount of goals scored. So that happened 3 times, but the highest number of goals is 5 goals. Right. It says the graph below represents the number of siblings each student in a class has. What's the most common number of siblings students in this class have? Well, we can see that that's going to be the highest bar, right? So 7 students had 0 siblings. So that would be the most common number of siblings had. Would be 0. That happened 7 times, but let's not confuse that. It'd be easy to say our answer is going to be 7, but that's just 7 people had 0 siblings. So the most common number of siblings had is 0. The graph below represents the results of a survey in which a number of students reported how many letters were in their last name. How many students have a name with 9 letters? So we find 9 right here on our x-axis, and we see how many times that happened. That was 6 times. So how many students have a name with 9 letters? That'd be 6 students. Students is up here. That's our frequency. That happens 6 times. This says the graph below represents the number of siblings each student in a class has. How many students have less than 3 siblings? Okay, this one's maybe a little bit trickier here. So less than 3 siblings, so it's 0, 1, and 2. So there are 7 students with 2 siblings. So there's 7 students with 2 siblings. There are 1 student with 1 sibling, and there are 4 students with 0 siblings. So we're going to add those frequencies up. We're going to take 4 plus 1, which is 5, plus 7, which is 12. So 12 would be, there are 12 students with less than 3 siblings. So it says the graph below represents the number of goals scored by the girls' soccer team in every game so far this season. What was the range of goals scored? So 5 was the most goals scored, and 0 was the least amount of goals scored. So we take 5 minus 0, and we get 5. So that is it on our video on interpreting histograms. I hope by now, with a little bit of practice, you can say I can use data from a random sample to draw inferences about a population with an unknown characteristic, specifically using histograms.